Guys, this is getting absolutely insane now. Cancel culture has set its sights on a plethora of cartoon characters that they deem offensive, and their respective companies are dropping them like flies. That's why today on the show I'm going to be breaking down why exactly Miss Piggy, Speedy Gonzales, and Peter Pan have all been canceled. But first, if you could do us a big favor and smash that like button, we would really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's just dive right into today's video. So first things first, let's break down the situation and drama surrounding Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy from the Muppets is just one of the latest cartoon characters to get canceled after cancel culture went after Pepe Le Pew. Following the Dr. Seuss estate deciding to remove 6 of their books for racist and insensitive imagery, we have been watching a similar purge happen across other cartoons from the 80s and 90s. In the case of Dr. Seuss, that was a self-cancellation. They realized that these cartoons may offend some people, and so they took them down before the Twitter mob came after them. Trust me, none of these companies are just offing their most famous characters and books because they've suddenly had a change of heart. This is all about protecting their image and their bottom line. So why Miss Piggy though? Well, Twitter users were quick to point out that she was also showcasing similar problematic behavior to that of Pepe Le Pew. One user tweeted, "Never thought I'd see the day when Pepe Le Pew would get canceled. Can't wait to see Miss Piggy canceled for physical and emotional abuse towards Kermit. She's been karate chopping him since the 70s, poor little bastard." Which is facts, but that's also her character. That's like canceling Darth Vader because he prefers the dark side. What also sparked concern about Miss Piggy being canceled was that Disney Plus viewers were greeted with a warning first before watching the Muppets. The disclaimer says this program includes negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures. These stereotypes were wrong then and are wrong now. Rather than remove this content, we want to acknowledge its harmful impact, learn from it, and spark conversation to create a more inclusive future together, which I would prefer rather than just completely eliminating history because it offends the present. History has never been nice, but we learned about it to continue moving in a more progressive way as a culture and society. Now, to shift for a moment here, let's talk about what's going down with Speedy Gonzales. Along with the canceling of Pepe Le Pew, like I mentioned, that New York Times article also decided to call out Speedy. Opinion columnist Charles M. Blow writes, "Some of the first cartoons I can remember included Pepe Le Pew, who normalized culture. Speedy Gonzales, whose friends helped popularize the corrosive stereotype of the drunk and lethargic Mexicans, and Mammy Two Shoes, a heavy-set black maid who spoke in a heavy accent." The Speedy Gonzales cancellation is a bit of a split between people online who feel that the character encouraged Mexican stereotypes and others who simply blame cancel culture for being too sensitive. Funny enough, this actually isn't the first time that this mouse has come under fire though. Back in 1999, Cartoon Network decided to put all of Speedy's films on the shelf after gaining the rights to broadcast them. Then later on in 2002, a spokesperson for Cartoon Network confirmed that they had taken them off the air due to ethnic stereotypes. Although according to the New York Times, a website called Hispanic Online at the time would regularly show support for them to keep Speedy on the air. In their opinion, they viewed Speedy Gonzales as a positive representation of Hispanics because the mouse would routinely outsmart the cat Sylvester. More recently, comedian Gabriel Iglesias, though, tweeted in support of keeping Speedy around. He writes, "I am the voice of Speedy Gonzales in the new Space Jam. Does this mean they're gonna try to cancel Fluffy too? You can't catch me, cancel culture. I'm the fastest mouse in all of Mexico." In other news, cancel culture has also taken aim at Peter Pan from 1953 because of its portrayal of Native Americans and the reinforcement of more damaging stereotypes. As I'm sure you can tell by now, Disney is absolutely cleaning house in preparation for public backlash of their older content. In the film, people belonging to a Native American tribe are constantly referred to as Redskins, which has become widely rejected in recent years. In 2020, for example, the football team even changed their name to the Washington Football Team. In addition to this, the studio has also acknowledged that the scene where Peter Pan and the Lost Boys dance in headdresses is a form of mockery and appropriation of Native people's culture and imagery. Now, although they are publicly admitting their faults, Peter Pan has not been removed from Disney Plus, but they did make it unavailable in the children's category so that those under 7 could not watch it. Disney also notified their customers in a statement and said, "Disney is committed to creating stories with inspirational and aspirational themes that reflect the rich diversity of the human experience around the globe." But I'd love to hear your thoughts on these characters though. Do you think that they should all be removed entirely, or do you think that Disney did the right thing here, leaving them up with a little bit of a disclaimer on it? And while you ponder that, I'm going to check out some of your comments from the video titled "Top 10 Wrong Ways to Use Gorilla Glue." Hug Life Pug says, "I'm upset that you have to explain why not to use it like that." Yeah, it's like Google doesn't exist or something, you know? Alpha Lupus says, "It makes me sad that people are losing brain cells while evolving. Makes me question if we are now moving backwards instead of forwards." I mean, I think some people might be moving backwards, but for the most part, we're moving forwards as a society. CL Brierly says, "Send this to every clout chaser on TikTok." Yes, please tag all your favorite clout chasers in the comment section. Mark Alexander says, "The super glue revenge thing is super disturbing and not okay. I really hope she had to pay his medical bills, etc." Well, she's definitely paying for it in prison. So, I mean, hopefully he got his medical bills covered too. But it is America, so I don't know. Kayla Thompson says, "In high school science, me and a friend purposely glued our hands together so the teacher couldn't separate us when we got in trouble." I mean, that's big brain thinking right there. That is. Yeah, they should have just given you an A. But that's been today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube.